Hi everyone, my name is Elena and I'm a nutrition and health coach, and in this video we are going to talk about insulin resistance and weight loss. A lot of people these days are facing insulin resistance and they kind of get panicked a little bit because they think that insulin resistance is the reason why they can't lose weight and that this is some sort of a disease. Well, first of all, it's not a disease. It's a metabolic state of your body when your cells are less sensitive to insulin. When your cells are not that sensitive to insulin, your body produces more of it. When insulin is constantly elevated, it can get harder for our body to access the stored fat for energy. But the good news is that insulin resistance is actually reversible. Sometimes people think that they gained weight because of insulin resistance, but usually first you gain weight and then you develop insulin resistance because our fat is the hormonal organ. So what should you do to lose fat when you face an insulin resistance? There are several rules that are very, very simple and you can follow them easily. First, you need to balance your plate. Lots of times people just talk about calorie deficit, but they don't talk about the quality of these calories. Like, it's not calories in and calories out. Our body is not some sort of robot. The quality of your food matters. The quality of your carbs especially. So you need to make sure that you have enough protein, that you add lots of fiber, lots of veggies to your meals, and that you use complex carbs. Try to limit or avoid ultra-processed carbs completely. Make sure you're not munching all the time during the day. Actually, it's better to have just 3 meals: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Another thing that people usually overlook is the timing of your meals. Our sensitivity to insulin is not the same during the day. We are more sensitive to insulin during the first part of the day, in the morning and in the daytime, when in the evening we're usually less sensitive, which means that your meals in the evening shouldn't be heavy, shouldn't have a lot of carbs. That's why I'm always voting for balanced, good, big breakfast, because it keeps you energetic, it keeps your energy steady, you don't have crashes. So don't start your day with coffee and a croissant or sandwich. Try to balance your plate and you're going to see the difference, and you're not going to have any cravings later on in the evening. Movement is really important because our muscles use glucose that we consume from carbohydrates, and muscles need energy, right? So what we can do, we can walk after our meals, because it's already proved scientifically that the blood sugar levels aren't that high when after our meals we go for a little walk. And in general, I recommend you to walk as much as you can, as far as you can, because this daily movement is more important than if you have 1 hour 3 times a week of intensive workout. Daily movement is everything. Stress levels. Stress levels and sleep go together, and we also don't pay attention. When we're super focused on diets and supplements, we overlook this part. But if you're constantly stressed and if you don't sleep enough, if you go to bed after midnight and scroll in your bed, your cortisol levels are going to be higher than they should be. And cortisol levels means that you most probably will crave some glucose because you need more energy, you're not rested. So pay attention to these aspects as well, because honestly, when you start sleeping a little bit more, you're going to see a shift on your scales and you're going to feel so much better. Insulin resistance is not as scary as it might seem. However, if you don't do anything with it, it can develop into some dangerous state like type 2 diabetes, and I'm sure you don't want that. If it was useful, please subscribe and give me a like.